Dear students, today I will explain about sexual reproduction and what are the different stages of sexual reproduction. As we know, sexual reproduction involves two parents, one is male and second one is female. Male produces the male gametes called sperms, which are made in the testes, and females produce the female gametes called eggs, which are produced in the ovaries. So male releases male gametes called sperms and female releases female gametes called eggs. When this sperm and egg come in contact, they fuse together to make a singular cell structure which is called a zygote. In another word, we can say the fertilized egg is called a zygote. So, and this process of fusion of male and female gamete is called fertilization. So, the first stage of sexual reproduction is fertilization, in which sperm and egg meet together, or we can say fuse together to make a structure called zygote. Now zygote, when it is formed, it is a single cell. So it is a zygote is a fertilized egg or ovum. It is a single cell. Thus we all begin our life as a single cell. Now there are two types of fertilization: internal fertilization and external fertilization. If the process of fertilization means meeting of male and female gamete. If the process of fertilization takes place inside the female body, it is called internal fertilization. Here are given some examples like humans, dogs, cows, birds. All these have the process of internal fertilization. And if fertilization takes place outside the female body, that is called external fertilization. For example, fish, frogs. So we can say on the basis of the place of fertilization, we can divide the fertilization into internal fertilization and external fertilization. In internal fertilization, the chances of survival of the individuals, or we can say fetus, is more, whereas in case of external fertilization, chances of survival of fetus, or we can say child, are less. In internal fertilization, less number of sperms and eggs are required, whereas in external fertilization, large number of sperms and eggs are required. So we can say internal fertilization is more beneficial as compared to external fertilization. Now there is shown a diagram where is shown the process of fertilization. In this diagram, you can see there is an ovum or egg. When a sperm comes in contact with the egg, it fuses, the nuclei of sperm and egg fuse together to make a singular cell structure which is called a zygote. Now second stage, when the zygote is formed, now this zygote gives rise to the embryo. Zygote divides rapidly to give rise to a ball of cells. As it passes from the fallopian tube into the uterus, it divides further and develops into an embryo. Here in this diagram, you can see there is written a word ovulation. Ovulation means release of egg from the ovary. When ovary releases egg, and if sperm are present here, these two gametes fuse together to make a singular cell structure called zygote. Then this zygote comes down the fallopian tube. So we can see zygote firstly is a single cell, but it then undergoes repeatedly division to form a ball of cells, and then the cells then begin to form groups. These groups then develop into different tissues and organs of the body. The developing structure is termed embryo. So when a single cell zygote divides to form many cells, then this structure is called an embryo. The embryo then gets embedded in the walls of the uterus. You can see uterus is the part of female reproductive system where this embryo gets attached. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. It gradually develops body parts such as hands, legs, head, eyes, ears, etc. So we can say the stage of the embryo when all the body parts can be identified is called fetus. And when the fetus gets fully developed, the mother gives birth to a baby. So these are the different stages of formation of fetus from the zygote. All these are explained. So we can say zygote divides to form the embryo, and then this embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus, which is called the implantation, and in that case the female is said to be have pregnant or conceived. Then this embryo gradually develop body part and converts into fetus, and when the development of the fetus is completed, the mother gives birth to a baby. In human beings, the complete development of the fetus take place in 9th month, and this duration of 9 months is called the gestation period. Here, as you know, third stage is birth of young ones. On the basis of how the young one is produced, we can divide the animals into two categories: oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous animals are those animals which lay egg, and viviparous are those animals which produce the, or we can say which give birth to the young ones. As it is written, animals which give birth to young ones directly are called viviparous animals, and in this the embryo obtain nourishment from the mother. We human beings are viviparous. On the other case, if the animals lay eggs, these animals are called oviparous, and in these cases the embryo gets nourishment from the yolk and albumin present in the egg itself. As you can see in hen egg, hen is a oviparous animal, and the time between fertilization and the birth of the young one is called the gestation period. The gestation period in human beings is about 9 months. These are shown the diagram of oviparous animal. Here is shown the diagram of hen. Hen lays the egg, so it is called a oviparous animals. Whereas on the other case, lion is a viviparous animal because it gives birth to the young ones like the human beings. The next topic is metamorphosis. Here in this diagram you can see adult frog produces the egg, then egg give rise to the caterpillar, which is also called tadpole, and then tadpole is fully developed, it again makes a adult frog. Here what is, firstly you should know what is metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means the abrupt changes which takes place when a caterpillar, or we can say when an larva changes into an adult. If we see the tadpole and the adult frog, these are totally different from each other. If you see the young tadpole of frog, you can't see that this is the larva of the frog. So we can say the sudden changes which take place when a larva changes into an adult, that process is metamorphosis. In the same way, in 7th class you have read about the silk moth, and if we see the caterpillar of silk moth, it is very different from the adult silk moth, and such type of abrupt changes is called metamorphosis. Thank you.